Why is it that so many runners now turn to cycling as a form of training? And I think one of the main reasons is that they've lost confidence in themselves. They've lost confidence in their body. Whether it's because of previous injuries, it's because of reoccurring injury themes, it's because they just don't seem to be able to build the level of fitness that they want to from running, so they have to turn to cycling to get that required buzz, volume, intensity. This is one of the main things I would like to meet head on as a coach, because your ability to run, ride, swim, climb, hike, you should have the ability to do all of it. Whether you've come back from full knee reconstruction, hip replacement, like you've had multiple debilitating injuries in the past, you've been nothing but a cyclist in the past, you've done nothing but running in the past. You are concerned that one is going to negatively trade off against the other. It's all bullshit. You should be able to do anything you want. It's just how you go about preparing your body for that. Like, what are you doing to make sure that you have the required tolerances, the required strength and conditioning in your body, in your joints, in your muscle tissue to withstand or meet those expectations. And I think a lot of the time it's not spoken about enough. We work with a lot of people that have come from a cycling background, alternatively come from a running background. They're looking to train, to train in those other aspects. People coming from a running background wanting to do more triathlon more into ultra distance running. Either way, you are looking to transfer some of those skills across and maybe potentially increase volume, increase your speed across certain distances, potentially dial in more on a half marathon distance, a 10K distance. Either way, it's about meeting those expectations. And it starts with your levels of strength and conditioning. It has to. And the reason a lot of people turn to cycling, if you're from the running background, is because they've lost that tolerance to absorb force through their legs. Their ability to absorb force through their Achilles, their calf, their hamstring, their knees start to ache and become symptomatic. Their lower backs become symptomatic. They start to strain hamstrings. They get plantar fascial issues, Achilles issues. Everything from the knee and below starts to blow up on them. And it's because as age has crept up and how as your hormones have kind of down-regulated over time, coupled with maybe less activity in those particular sports, you've lost that conditioning. So this is where your strength and conditioning comes in, because it creates this bridge. And your ability to jump and land, absorb force, your ability to be able to load that single leg with control, all of these qualities have to be there week after week as you're starting to reacclimatize your body back into running. So if you find that your training program has more cycling in it than you potentially wish, and again, a lot of you are wanting to be the best of both worlds. You want to ride and run and swim and do everything else. But if you're avoiding increasing your run volume, you're avoiding certain terrains, you're avoiding going beyond what you're currently doing because you're worried about your body breaking down, it's because you're missing this element. This ability to integrate appropriate levels of S&C back into your program to build back your tolerance. Make sure your tendons, your ligaments, your muscle tissue is adequate enough and conditioned enough to tolerate those impacts again, and over those longer distances or at those higher speeds, intensities. That is the thing that's not discussed enough, and it's that reacclimatization that we're looking to explore. And guys, we've got people from every walk of life coming from different across that whole spectrum, coming in from different sports, and it always comes back down to that person's tolerances, that person's levels of strength and conditioning, and whether their body can meet those expectations. And that's what I always want to be able to help you with, is whatever you want to be doing, it's always a yes. It's just timeline, making sure that your body can tolerate those expectations that we're working towards. Strategy, we want to make sure that everything's in place, but don't feel that you can't do that ever again. It's just making sure that you're being held accountable to those adequate levels of strength and conditioning so you can get back and you can tolerate those higher levels of work and when it comes to your running. All right?